Monday Morning Strategies by Whitney and Shaida. Our first strategy today is turn and talk. Turn and talk is when students discuss ideas by turning to a partner close to them. Teachers will make reasons for the listener to listen. After listening, the teacher will also provide opportunities for the student to share what they said. Turn and talk is effective because we make meaning by talking. Social constructivist theory explains that language facilitates a higher order of thinking, and turn and talk promotes more communication.
Our next strategy is the pinball theory. Pinball theory is a whole class discussion that allows students to bounce ideas off of each other without teacher intervention. This is a theory based on making meaning by using language as a tool. Language helps to facilitate high-order thinking. The pinball theory is effective because social constructivism states that learners need the opportunity to use language to make sense of the content. A good example of this technique would be the fishbowl discussion.
The next strategy is small group activities. Students work and discuss in small groups together, no more than 4 students per group. It's important to assign roles for individual group members to help them stay on task, allow time for thinking, and to have a teacher roaming around to check for understanding. The reason that small group activities is effective is that it increases discussion in the classroom and supports the social constructivism theory. Learners will make sense of their environment by talking, listening, and learning.
In a ping-pong discussion, conversation bounces back and forth between the students and the teacher. In a ping-pong discussion, teachers ask low-level thinking questions as well as high-level thinking questions. Teachers will also give students time to think before asking for responses. Ping-pong discussions promote thinking. Social constructivism states that we make meaning through language. Using this technique, students have to communicate with one another and the teacher using academic language.
Providing scaffolds and supports. This is one of my favorites. Scaffolds and supports are situations and activities in which students can extend current skills and knowledge to a higher level of competence. Teachers will create activities that enable students to create mental tasks that they could not complete without assistance. A good example of a scaffold would be a sentence frame. Teachers scaffold and support students by creating activities within students' zone of proximal development and slowly withdrawing more and more responsibility. Teachers work collaboratively with the students to create as much meaning as possible. Scaffolding works well in gradual release technique of teaching.
Providing choices on assignments. This idea would be supported by Deci and Ryan's theory of intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Providing choices supports intrinsic motivation and the idea of autonomy. Students are deciding on their own which path to take, increasing their motivation to complete the task. For example, you can have students either draw a picture summarizing a story or write a paragraph summarizing the story.
Choral response. Teachers use choral response to review a question or encourage all students to answer. 100% participation is required. It's great for reviewing rules, learning sight words, and reviewing the times tables. Choral response is a type of informal assessment because you are checking for understanding from all your students and they should know the answer. It includes a theory of intersubjectivity because we are assuming that all the students should be able to respond to the teacher's request. Isn't that right? Yes.
Yes. Morning meetings are a great way to start the school day. They can be led by the students and develop repetition to help get the day started. This tool is effective because self-determination theory states when a student leads activities, they are more inclined to complete the activity with accuracy. It also creates a sense of belonging in your classroom. Students are more motivated when you show interest in them. This is a great tool to make sure that we do that.
Quick writes. Quick writes are a written response to a prompt within a short time frame. Quick writes can be considered both a formal and informal assessment for students. It is best when precedes partner talk. Social constructivist theory suggests that we use language as a tool to facilitate learning. In the classroom and with quick writes, these theoretical constructs allow for opportunities to produce a deeper understanding. These constructs help the student because it enhances their understanding of the subject. It is part intersubjectivity because It is a reflection of the student's shared understanding.
We need to give specific feedback to support a growth mindset. Feedback should always support learning, promote perseverance, and encourage self-evaluation. We need to teach our students about growth mindset. They need to believe that if they work hard, they will succeed, and not blame anything on bad luck or use the excuse, "I'm just bad at it." For example, instead of saying, "Good job," we could say something like, "I like how you use examples from the text to support your answer." That's why specific feedback is a great strategy.
And that's all, folks. Thank you so much for listening to our first screencast about the different strategies you can use within your classroom. We hope you enjoy them. Thank you so much.